Good day, everybody. Today we're going to talk about landing pages that convert. Now, welcome to our AdWords seminar. We're on day 4. We'll talk about landing pages that convert buyers into searchers, best practices, and let's get started. Thanks for following along. And again, my name is Eric with Primus Web. Let's get started. So the first question you need to ask yourself, does your landing page answer the searcher's question? But before we do, we need to, for a lot of the people who are new to this, we need to explain what a landing page is. Your landing page is once somebody clicks on your ad, where they go. So when you see an ad on the right hand side or the top result, those sponsored listings, once somebody clicks on those ads, the landing page is the first page they go, where they land, hence landing page. So with the landing page, you always want to make sure that your landing page answers the searcher's question, not the search query itself. But the searchers need to know whether your site can fulfill their needs. Okay? So you always want to make sure that you stylize your landing page, and we'll get into that on day 17. We'll construct a campaign from the ground up. We'll create a landing page, etc. So trust us, we'll cover this. But again, for the people who are new to this, you always want to make sure that your site can fulfill their needs. So when people click on the landing page, you want to make sure that it's stylized so that you can answer, so that you're answering that question based off of that search query. You want to make sure your destination URL, okay, for your destination URL is the actual typing in the URL to the landing page. For some people, for a small minority of people, it's the home page. Very seldomly is it a home page for most advertisers, but that's the destination URL. So craft it to comply with Google's editorial policy. Google has an editorial policy, so if you have a display URL and then a destination URL that are different, that's a red flag for them. And a lot of the times they won't show the ad. Most of the time they won't show the ad. So that's why you have a lot of people like affiliates, for instance, affiliate marketers. Then when they try to use Google and they have a destination URL that's like a short link, because Google's pretty smart to know. Because you think about like an affiliate link is so many characters long. So what Google does is when they see that, a lot of the times they don't like to deal with affiliate marketers just because of the nature of affiliate marketing, get rich quick schemes, etc., etc. But a lot of them will try to shorten the link through like bit.ly or a tiny URL, and those two things don't match, the actual URL and then the tiny URL. So obviously that is something that is a red flag, and it's against Google's editorial policy. So make sure that your destination URLs and your display URLs at least match, and you can add in like certain extensions and stuff like that, like / buy now or something, but the root should always be the same. A variation of the root domain should always be the same. So here's an example. So let me take my pointer over here, and you see this right here is the display URL. It might not always be the destination URL, okay? But the way this person put it, it looks like this is the URL. So the display URL can have like a variation of the destination URL. So they could have put / and then whatever they wanted to, coupons, / something else, but this right here should always be similar, should always be the same to the destination URL. You also want to make sure you're sending users to the right page. Send the user to a page on your site that is the furthest logical page within the buying funnel for your website, or a page dedicated to the search query. So I know we've used this example before, but it's a pretty simple example, pretty simple concept to grasp. If you sell bicycle helmets and you're sending people to a landing page where you're showing them bicycle seats, more than likely that person is going to hit the back button, the dreaded back button, and they'll see you later. People on the web, people on the net, just ask yourself, look at yourself. People have a very, very short attention span. Okay, especially on the internet. The internet is all about instant connection. We want our internet fast. We want to be able to find what we're looking for fast. That's why we never go past the first page result. Most of us, 80% of us in fact. So you want to make sure, especially if you're paying Google money to show your ads. You want to make sure that you're sending people to the right page. It sounds silly, but the fundamentals is where people mess up with AdWords, and that's why they end up losing money. Something as simple as that with a landing page is going to increase your conversions and get you more customers, whatever your goal is, more email subscribers, etc. So there's really three ways to determine traffic. Okay, so you have to correctly direct AdWords traffic to the page. So to do so, you need to understand the different types of user queries. Okay, so there's transactional, there's informational, and navigational traffic. Okay, so transactional traffic. Transactional traffic basically is, transactional queries are those in which there's like an intent, there's an intent to buy. Okay, these are often called commercial searches. So when somebody is looking for, let's say, somebody puts in a search query like Sony PlayStation for sale, imagine how many results are going to come up that are sponsored. So you're going to have some advertisers that are going to put in the cost of the PlayStation, coupons, etc., etc. You're going to see that. Okay, so that query, that customer they're ready to buy more than likely. Or they could be shopping. They could be just looking for the price, but they are ready. They have an intent, you know. So that's what a transactional query is. Informational queries are, well, sometimes they're referred to as non-commercial queries. Those in which the searcher, they're looking for specific pieces of information. They're trying to learn more about a specific item or concept. They may not have, more than likely, they're not looking to buy per se, but they're starting to do their research. So, informational, Sony PlayStation specifications, Sony PlayStation versus Xbox One, Sony PlayStation 4 versus Xbox One. Let's see, Panasonic versus Sony television. Hardwood basketball floor versus rubber basketball flooring. You'll get it. So that's more informational. They may not be looking to buy, they're just looking for comparisons. They're trying to do some comparisons. They're trying to get the information together. Is Sony PlayStation the best console? Stuff like that. So queries like that, informational. Okay, and the navigational queries are those in which the searcher is just trying to navigate to a specific website or page. There's often only like one satisfactory result for the user. This type of query might be like, let's say, Amazon.com Prime shipping information. So in this case, the user wants to find one specific page on Amazon.com, and the other results hold very little interest to them. Okay, so those are the different types of searches. Figuring out which one when you select your keywords is crucial, because you want to make sure that you're choosing the right keywords, and then more importantly, putting the customer on a landing page that fits one of these categories. If it's informational, give them the information they want. Because informational searches can also lead to transactions. So stylize your landing page for these three, recognizing through the keywords which three to use, types of landing pages to use. And again, we'll talk about all of that on day 17. We'll construct a campaign from the ground up. Site usability. You always want to make sure your site has great usability. Your site must be user-friendly and trustworthy in the mind of your potential customers. You can accomplish these goals by understanding web technologies and using these technologies to your advantage. Okay, so we'll take a look at some of the web technologies. One of them is GT metrics. You want to make sure your site is loading fast. And what GT metrics does is when you put in your URL here, let's just put in one I made up. Let's see. And it'll tell you things like site speed. Let's say this is your site. As you can see, this got a B and a C. You know, you never want to make sure, you always want to make sure this isn't like a D and an F, you know, on the Y slow, but the page speed. Your pages, the average page loads in less than 6 seconds. This isn't too bad right here. It's average, it's okay, but it'll give you an idea. If people are coming on your page and the pages aren't loading properly and they're not loading fast enough, you can bet they're just going to hit the back button and go somewhere else. So leveraging a tool like this, like GT Metrics, it's great. It's great for your landing page, it's great for your site, it's great to wherever you're directing the customer. And there are some optimization things you can do. You can talk to your web developer, or if you're one yourself. And take a look at this. And use this website, GT Metrics, to make sure that you have at least 2 A's is great, but anything in the Y slope below a C is bad. So you need to utilize some caching or whatever it is that's going to get the website, a content delivery network that's going to get the website running fast. The next is click density. When somebody clicks on your site, you want to get a detailed analysis, okay? Especially if you're selling things, especially if you don't offer a product, or if you don't offer a service. Let's say you're selling something, like if you have an e-commerce store. What this tool does is it gives you an analysis, blah blah blah, of where people are going on your site, on your landing page. So you can get a free demo here, and the pricing is right here. So you should check out click density, give you more information on mouse behavioral statistics, what people are doing when they come on your site, where they're going to collect information, where they're going to retrieve information, etc. This could be good for optimization, so you know what landing pages, when the majority of people come to your landing pages, where they're clicking. But you might be able to make improvements there, especially if they're low converting landing pages. And we have something called Google Experiments. And basically what Google does is, if you put in the page URL for your landing page or your home page, whatever it is, they'll tell you, basically they could perform some A/B split testing for you. Another great tool that I didn't even mention here is Optimizely. They run on a freemium model, so they'll give you 30 days for free.